So this question is about electric cars, but it's also just about interpreting data. This first one, which is the most economical to run? Economical refers to money. So how much money do you need to run each of these cars? You actually don't need to do any calculations here. It's a journey of 50 kilometres, but that's a bit of a red herring because 50 kilometres is just going to be half the fuel used for this. So this is per 100 kilometres. So even if it wasn't asked that, which is the most economical car to run, it would still be C. It would still be the one which uses least fuel per 100 kilometres. She takes the car A for a long drive and she finds out that it will use more than this, okay, more than 4.6. Suggest some reasons why. The most obvious ones that most of you got were the driving style. All you talked about, she was aggressive, she sped up and slowed down more. But you could have also talked about road conditions. You could have said that she would be carrying a load. You only needed 2 of these, but you know, or you could have just talked about, in this, you could have talked about speed changing. Sort of talked about that already. Heavy braking, heavy acceleration are all going to change your fuel consumption. A lot of people talked about just not at the same speed. They talked about not in ideal conditions, like they tested on a perfectly level road. You could have put going uphill or downhill more. You could have said that she was using, a lot of you did actually, said that the windows were open or using the aircon or using the heater. Other things in the car will affect the overall fuel consumption. And this one just asks for some adds and disadds of electric cars. So let's just list a few. You just need 3 of them. You can give 2 of each one. Okay. Adds, well, they don't give out any CO2, so no emissions. And that's at point of use. It is clear that you understand that, because one of the disadds could be, well, we still use fossil fuels often when we're actually making the electricity initially. So it's only just actually when you're actually driving the car that you're not giving out the emissions. Okay, so another advantage though is we're using less fossil fuel. Use less petrol, anything like that. Okay, you can't just say it's environmentally friendly though, you need to give detail. Most points are not lost for misunderstanding, they're lost because the students don't give enough detail. Disadvantages though, most people said they don't go as far, limited range, or they also said limited speed. They said they're expensive to buy, that's important, because actually a advantage would be that they're not very expensive to run. You see, electricity is cheaper per joule than it is for petrol per joule. They're not very, there's not a lot of choice, there's not very many of them. Okay, and it's difficult to find charging points. I think that's was a common one as well. Or it takes a long time to charge. And rather like your phone, if it's annoying that you haven't plugged your phone in last night and it runs out of battery in the middle of the day, it'd be really annoying if your car was to run out of battery on the middle of a motorway, I'm sure.